This form here is from the Social Security Administration. What it does is it allows a person to lawfully return their Social Security card to the Social Security Administration. You probably cannot imagine what it's like being in a position that you cannot satisfy your employer without this document showing that you have the legal right to work in the United States. You probably also cannot imagine not having this document because this document is something that's required by other governmental state agencies such as the Department of Motor Vehicles for you to submit along with your birth certificate as proof of identity. So I'm going to ask you, how can you give something that is not yours to give? You know, if you were to just take a look at the back of the Social Security card, you will see the statement that is written, this card belongs to the Social Security Administration and you must return it if we ask for it. Is that not indication enough to you that this card and this number is not in fact your property? How can you give something away that is not yours to give? Under CFR subsection 301.6109, identifying numbers, subsection G1, section G1, G1, section I, Social Security number. A Social Security number is generally identified in the records and database of the Internal Revenue Service as a number belonging to a U.S. citizen or resident alien individual. A person may establish a different status for the number by providing proof to a person may establish a different status for the number by providing proof of foreign status with the Internal Revenue Service under such procedure as the Internal Revenue Service shall prescribe, including the use of a form as the Internal Revenue Service may specify. Upon accepting an individual as a non-resident alien individual, the Internal Revenue Service will assign this status to the individual's Social Security number. To fully understand this code, we need to look at some of the statements and words that are used by the Internal Revenue Service. For example, the word foreign persons. A foreign person is a person that must first create a lawful permanent residence in the United States that will establish their ability to work, thus creating the need for the creation of the Social Security number. Another example is resident alien individual. A resident alien individual is no different than a foreign person because, like a foreign person, a resident alien is required to establish lawful permanent residence in the United States so that they can show their eligibility to legally work and pay taxes in the United States. A non-resident alien individual is an individual that hasn't established their lawful permanent residence and they are not domiciled in the jurisdiction thereof. This status was probably changed with the Department of State requesting a certificate of U.S. national status. This status is recognized as alien because under this status, the Civil Code of Process and Procedure and other statutory rules and regulations cannot be applied to this individual, and this individual does not follow under any jurisdiction except for common law, because only in common law there are no rules, regulations, or policies that could be created as an exemption to infringe on our constitutional and inalienable rights. The term non-resident alien is in fact synonymous with non-citizen U.S. national. As the title of the certificate indicates, only a person who is a non-citizen U.S. national, i.e., a U.S. national but not a U.S. citizen, may apply for such certificates. As defined in the INA, all U.S. citizens are U.S. nationals. The United States government and its departments and its affiliated agencies and their agents and their officers and their representatives are nothing more than masters at deception. They lie, steal, and cheat and misrepresent their interests to the general public.
In fact, the only interest of any corporation is to create private profits. So let's take one last look at the Social Security Administration and something that they stated on the Social Security website about Social Security numbers for non-citizens. It states that you need a Social Security number to work and collect Social Security benefits and receive other government services. Lawfully admitted non-citizens can get many benefits and services without a Social Security number. You do not need a Social Security number to get a driver's license, register for school, or get private health care insurance, or apply for school lunch program or subsidized housing. Some organizations use Social Security numbers to identify you in their records. Most, however, will identify you by some other means if you request it. We can't assign a Social Security number solely for you to get a driver's license or a service that requires a credit check. You see the first part where it says you need a Social Security number to work, collect Social Security benefits, and receive government services. You see this part here is actually, without saying it, is referring to a citizen because only a citizen can receive benefits and receive government services. A non-citizen does not qualify for benefits or government services. The second paragraph directly talks about lawfully admitted non-citizens and how they can get many benefits and services without a Social Security number. Let's not forget, non-citizens are not entitled to immunities, benefits, or privileges by any means. In the second paragraph, they try to make it sound like there is some kind of way for somebody from a foreign country to sneak into the United States and claim a non-citizenship and get all the benefits and services without a Social Security number. The fact is, there is no other way to gain a non-citizen U.S. national status other than going through the proper procedures and filing the proper documents with the proper departments within the United States government to get that status recognized. The information contained herein is for educational purposes only. But if you are interested in learning more about this information, feel free to ask all the questions that you have. And if I have the time and availability, I'll be happy to share that information with you. Godspeed.